Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery using Jenkins. So in this video we are going to cover Jenkins, Sonarqube, Nexus. So whenever developers committed code into the GitHub using Jenkins, it will pull the code and it will build and it will generate the var, right? And that var we are deploying to the Tomcat and once build is done, we will do the Sonarqube analysis and we will deploy that var file into the Nexus. Then we will deploy into the Tomcat server. So for this demo, I am going to create four EC2 instances. One is for Jenkins, another one is Sonarqube, another one is Nexus, another one is Tomcat server. Okay, and I have created the four servers, EC2 servers, and for time being, I have opened all the security groups uh, for this demo only. So I have connected the servers, Jenkins server, Nexus server, SonarQube and Tomcat. Okay. Uh, by default, we will get username at the rate IP address, right? So to change that one, I use the command called sudo hostnamectl set-hostname and name of the server. If you give right, it will be give the username of this machine. Okay. It will be change the terminal name. Like the command is sudo hostnamectl set-hostname and Jenkins. If you give Jenkins, it will be Jenkins. If you give SonarQube, it will be SonarQube to remember. Okay. And I have installed the Java as well on these machines. To install Java, the command is apt-get install jdk11. Okay. For Nexus, I installed Java 8. Okay. Remaining everything Java 11 only. So let me install the Jenkins on these machines and we will get into the demo. To install Jenkins, you just need to go jenkins.io official website, downloads. If you go with Ubuntu, right, our machines are Ubuntu machines. So we will directly run these commands. Once it is added, right, the repository details, you just need to sudo apt-get update -y. Now it is updated. Now if you start installing apt-get install Jenkins, it should be install Jenkins. So Jenkins, we know Jenkins is running on port 8080. So I have already opened the security group with port 8080. And once it is done right, you just need to do sudo system ctl start Jenkins. If you check the status right, so Jenkins is up and running. If you need to start the server even if system is rebooted, you just need to do sudo systemctl enable Jenkins. Okay, it is fine now, right? So if you want to access the Jenkins, you just need to select the IP, public IP, with port 8080. So it will give you the path where initial password is available, where lib Jenkins and secrets. Initial password should be available. Just need to get that password. Cat slash where lib Jenkins secrets initial admin cd. You need to do. I think there is a issue while copying this one. Let it cd where lib Jenkins secrets. If you do, there is a initial admin password. If you cat this one, right? So we will able to get that initial password here. Now install suggested plugins. On the same mission, we will install Git and Maven. So if you check Git version, I think it is install Git. If you check Maven, right, it is not installed. Maven is not available. So let me install Maven as well. Let me check what is the status here. Yeah. Now you just need to give username. I'm giving username and password. Give an initial password, name of the and email ID, some email ID. Just save and continue. Save and finish. Now Jenkins is ready. Okay. On the same mission, I'm trying to install Apache Maven. So you just need to do install Apache Maven. So in official website or download, you can do download Apache Maven. In this, you will able to see that tar file here. So you just need to copy that and copy link address. I'm installing this into OPT, cd OPT, wget. Now to untar this one, the command is tar-xvf apache maven.gz. Now tar is generated. I'm removing this tar file rm-rf apache bin.tar. And if you want to rename, you can rename this Apache Maven to Maven 3.9. I'm just moving Apache Maven to Maven 3.9. Now if you check, there is a Maven, sorry, 3.9, move MVN. it should be 3.9. It is 39 actually. Yeah, now it is 3.9. If you check Apache Maven 3.9. Now we need to set the path, otherwise it will not work. Okay. To set the path, the command is export. By default, the Maven should be running on bin. So here all the Maven executable files are there. So we need to set the path. To set the path, the command is export path equal to dollar path colon, think there is two slashes slash bin. If you check now mbn version, it will be available. Okay. To to set the path permanently, you have to do it in bash rc. For that one, home directory bash rc. At the land, if you press Ctrl Shift G, you will go to the last line and press here. You can paste here. I'm saving this file. I'm just restarting for that one. Source bash rc, the file name. So it will be saved permanently. Okay. Now we have Maven installed on this machine and the same machine wherever the Jenkins is installed, we have installed Jenkins and Git as well. Now Jenkins installation is done. Now we will try to do all the installation one, and we will try to create a integrate the CI/CD pipeline, declarative pipeline. We will start. Now we will see the Sonarqube installation. Official web page only we will use. Sonarqube downloads. So this is the latest version of Sonarqube downloads. So if you wanted to old versions, you just need to go. I'm installing Sonarqube 8. The current version is 9.8. It is released in December 22. So for time being, I am using Sonarqube 9, 8.9. So to download, instead of download, you just need to do double right click and copy the link address. The same Sonar machine. So prerequisite it is Java and cd opt folder. I am downloading that Sonarqube zip file. Okay, we need to unzip this one. Currently the zip file is downloaded, so you just need to do unzip Sonarqube. So it's saying unzip is not available. You have to do sudo apt-get install unzip -y. So now unzip is done. You just need to do again unzip Sonarqube. It is unzipped. Now we will remove the zip file. So if you want to rename the file, you can rename the file Sonarqube to Sonar 8.9 or Sonarqube 8. Okay. And currently the Sonarqube, it is installed by the root. Okay. But to make that one, we need to create Sonar user and we will try to run that Sonarqube. as a sonar user. Okay, so to create user, the command is user add sonar pass wd username sonar. It will ask you to the new password. I'm giving the new password to 3. It is updated successfully. Now we need to change the permissions for this sonar. Okay, ch1 hyphen r sonar user and sonar group for the file name Sonarqube 8. Now if you check, the permissions are changed to sonar user. Okay, to check that user is presented or not, just you need to do etc pass wd. The user is created, sonar user here. Okay, now cd into Sonarqube 8, and once this is done, you just need to go to bin. Now before that, the sonar user we have to update it in the configuration. Cd conf, there is sonar properties, va sonar dot properties. In va sonar dot sh, not here. There is a sonar dot s. There is a run as Sonarqube. Let me go to bin. In Linux, so ours is Linux machine. So you just need to do Linux ls-l. In sonar.sh file, va sonar.sh. Here run as a user, right? So you just need to give the sonar user. Okay, the username we have to provide. The user is sonar. Okay, just need to quit and save. Now you have to start the Sonarqube. So just sonar slash start. Now Sonarqube started. If you check the status, it is running fine. Okay, the sonar is running on port 9000. So you just need to take the public IP and with port number 9000. It will give you the initial the initial admin password for sonar is admin only. Username admin, password also admin. It will ask you to change the password. You have to change the password. Admin, I'm changing the new password and update it. So this Sonarqube is installed successfully. We will see how to generate the token, how to update it in Jenkins file in the next step. Now we will try to install the Nexus. Okay. Now in the Nexus, the Java version is required 8 in this one. Now in the official documentation, download Nexus, Sonotype Nexus. the downloads versions. In OS is Unix or Linux, right? We just need to copy this link address and cd opt wget downloading the tar file and untarring it. So for that one, tar-xvf nexus. So it is fine now. It is downloaded successfully. ls-l. I am removing this tar file. When you untar it, you will get two folders. One is the Sonatype work, another one is Nexus. Okay. So even to run this Nexus one, we need to create a Nexus user so that we will run this server as a Nexus user. Uh, Okay. And to create Nexus user, the command is user add Nexus password Nexus, and it will ask you to update the password. It will update the password successfully. Now we need to update it. Instead of root, we will make it to the Nexus user. So for that one, chown, changing the ownership permissions to the Nexus, group also Nexus, and Nexus type. And the same Nexus work as well. Sonatype Nexus work. Now if you check, it will change the permissions. Now cd Nexus, and we have to update the username in nexus.rc file, cd bin ls-. There is a nexus.rc file. You have to update this, run as username. Just uncomment this one, and you have to provide the username Nexus. Now you have to start the Nexus. This Nexus start. So Nexus is starting. It's getting some warning. No issue. If you check that Nexus is running. Okay. So Nexus is running fine. You just need to Nexus is running on default port 8081. You just need to take the public IP and port 8081. Nexus is running fine. Yeah, it is coming up. And it will give you that initial admin password. Okay, in this place. Username is admin. The password will be available in this location. You can grab the password from in this location. OPT sonar work. Okay, admin. The password you will get it here. If you do cat, so the password is this one. So it will ask you to change the password. You have to change the password. So we are disabling anonymous user, anonymous access. Finish. Okay, so we have successfully installed the Nexus as well. Now we have to install Apache Tomcat. Okay, let's try to do that. Installing Tomcat. Download Apache Tomcat server. So you will get here, and this is the official page, and you have to install tar file. You just need to copy this one link address and go to the server. This is the Tomcat server, and cd opt and wget ls-l. So you just need to do untar this file tar-xvf apache zip file. Now if you do untar, it will be generated. Now you just need to remove rm-rf apache tomcat, the zip file, the tar file I am removing. So if you wanted to rename the file, you can rename the file. You just need to do move apache maven apache tomcat 9 to you just need to do tomcat 9. Okay, now this is done. Now we need to provide the permissions. We just need to change the, instead of root, we have to give the default Ubuntu user, okay, or Tomcat user. See, if you do cd, there is a default user called ls Ubuntu. So we are giving the permissions to the Ubuntu. Now ls-l. Otherwise, you also can create a Tomcat user and change the permissions. But for time being, I'm going with Ubuntu only. Chown -r Ubuntu Ubuntu and Tomcat 9. So I am running the Tomcat using Ubuntu user only. So cd Tomcat ls-l and cd bin. So here the startup .sh and shutdown.sh, all the scripts with executable permissions are there. So you just need to do startup.sh. Tomcat is started. So you just need to able to access the Tomcat. Okay. You just need to do port 8080. Tomcat is running on port 8080. You just need to take the public IP with port 8080. The Apache is running fine. Okay. Now to access the server or manage server apps, okay, you will getting 403 access denied error, the server status, everything. Okay. You just need to comment this file content.xml so that you can able to see that, and later we can able to add the users. To make that, we have to go to cd web apps, cd opt. There is a file called cd tomcat ls-l cd web apps manager there is a content.xml. Here there is a meta.inf. Under meta.inf there is a content.xml file. You have to comment the values. The value part is there, right? You have to comment that one. So insert mode. To comment in XML, you have to use this one, and you have to close here. Okay, this is fine. Now save. This is done. Okay. Now after that, if you make any changes in the Tomcat, you have to restart the server. Okay. To restart the servers, you just need to do shutdown.sh on the same path in the bin directory. Okay. If you do cd opt tomcat 9 bin, here ls-n, if you do, there is shutdown dot. I have to run this shutdown dot sh. Now Tomcat is stopped. Now you not able to access this one. Now again you have to start. So instead of every time, if you do comes to bin path and you need to do, so you can create a soft link. Okay, you can run it anywhere. For time being, we are coming to every time this bin opt tomcat and bin folder and typing start tomcat. We are creating the sim link. Okay, let me create a sim link ln-s and the path slash startup.sh. So I am giving slash usr slash bin start tomcat. So I can run it in anywhere. The same way ln-s pasted here shutdown.sh and slash usr slash bin shutdown tomcat or stop tomcat. Any name you can give. So it will created the sim links under usr bin start tomcat stop tomcat. If you check now, right, it will ask you the password, but we haven't created the users, the tomcat. For time being, you can only check the status. If you check the server status, it will ask you the password and username. We can create a users and we will update it. The initial usernames and passwords should be available as it said, right? In the config, there is a tomcat users.xml file. You have to update it. You have to go to that config folder, and here there is a users.xml file is there. You just need to create, you just need to open and added the user informations. So you have to comment this one, or you have to select anything, the role, paste. So like this, you manage UI, manage the script. Okay, it is clearly they mentioned the role name, manager UI. Password, if you need to change the password here, like the password, I am giving Tomcat, and the username, role name is manager.ui. Like this, you just need to add individual manager, GUI manager scripts, okay, um, and admin GUI. Like this, you can add, so it will be work. If you wanted to one more role for admin UI, just need to copy and paste. Say admin GUI. So you can add here admin GUI or you, with comma admin hyphen GUI. Okay. So as I said, if you make any changes, you have to stop Tomcat and stop Tomcat. So that only it will be reflected the changes. See, I am into config folder now. So I have stopped from here only. Now it is stopped. You have to start the Tomcat. Now Tomcat is started. If it, you just need to give username Tomcat, password. See, you able to see the default applications. And if you check manager app, so the default applications are up and running. Okay. Like this, we have to install the Tomcat. Now all the tools are installed successfully. Now we will try to do the integrations. We will try to create a job and we will make the changes. Create a new job and the pipeline name I'm giving CI/CD sample app and pipeline. Create pipeline. So you just need to start the pipeline with the syntax pipeline. If you need any tools, okay, we just need to update. We have the Maven tool installed. We have to configure that as well. So the syntax is pipeline and the stages and the stage. All those things we have to write step by step. If you have to run any the job in particular agent, you just need to provide. For time being, I am running agent any and now stages, stage. Under stage, I am giving the stage name like git checkout. Check out the code, steps. Okay, you have to provide the URL, git URL and the branch name. Okay, so git URL. The code is this is the Sam Chinna app. I'm just using HTTP and branch name is. comma branch colon main. Stage steps. Correct only. Let's check. Now build now. It is it is able to check out the code from GitLab to here. Okay, this is fine. Now we need to do build this project. To build the Maven project, you have to configure the Maven. Where is your Maven is available? For that one, you just need to go to Manage Jenkins, Global Tool Configuration. Here Maven is there, right? Installation, you just need to unselect the Maven and you have to provide the Maven versions. Okay, so Maven where it is presently available, do pwd. So Maven is presently here, opt Maven. I'm just using this path, the home path of Maven, or you just need to remove bin. Okay, till here fine. And the name of the application you just need to do Maven 3.9 and apply, save. Now go to the Jenkins job and go to configure, add one more stage, change the stage name, build Maven application, build the Maven anything. Okay, and here I am using sh mvn clean install. So here you have to update the tools. In the tool section you have to provide the Maven version. Okay, Maven path, Maven hyphen 3.9. So now if you try to do, it will install. Maven package also you have to use. It will generate the war file. Now build now, console output, build is successful. Here hiring dot war file is generated. Okay, now from this part we have get the code and build the application. It will generate the war file. Now we need to do sonar analysis. Okay, to integrate sonar analysis we have to add the plugin, manage plugins. You have to go to available session, check for sonar, sonar scan. There is a Sonarqube scanner plugin. You have to install this one. install without restart, it is done. Then you have to go to Sonarqube. In my account, security, you have to generate a token. Okay, so you can give any name, Jenkins Sonar token, generate, copy this. Okay, and name should be Jenkins Sonar token. You have to remember this token, and you have to configure this token in Jenkins credentials. Manage Jenkins, manage credentials, global, add credentials. So here secret text, okay, and secret name. Secret is you have to copy the ID. Anyway, we have copied, right? You just need to take and copy the ID. You have to give the name Jenkins Sonar token. So you can give the description same Jenkins Sonar token. Now this step is done. You just need to, once this is done, okay, you just need to go to the job, and we have to add the SonarQube server details as well. Okay, that is one more step we have to do. Configure system. If you scroll down, there is a SonarQube server. Add Sonar. Okay, you have to provide the SonarQube server details like IP name, configure. You just need to remove this, and SonarQube token, and the name of that Sonar you have to provide. Like SonarQube 8 we have installed, right? SonarQube 8. This is fine. Okay. Here we have updated server URL and name of the server and the token. Apply, save. Now go to the job and configure. Now we have to add one more stage, SonarQube. To add that stage, you have to select the pipeline syntax. Okay, with just do as with the SonarQube environment. So you can select it, the SonarQube token name, and it is already there, generate pipeline. Okay, it will generate it with credentials, and you have to write the block MVN sonar colon sonar. Okay, with the SonarQube environment with credentials, you have to add that one. SonarQube analysis. So I have that stage is ready. Let me copy paste that stage. There is one more stage called generate SonarQube analysis. Okay. And here I'm giving the with SonarQube environment the installation name SonarQube 8 and credentials ID, thus Jenkins SonarQube token, and it will be run ambient sonar colon sonar. So apply and save. Now build now. it will be generated Sonarqube analysis report. If it is success, okay, this build is done. Now, if you go to the Sonarqube projects, you will able to see adding Maven web app. Okay, so you are able to see that report. If you have any vulnerabilities, or if you need to use Sonarqube, okay, how many bugs, vulnerabilities, and security hotspot, all those things will be available here. Okay, now this job is done. Now we need to, whatever the war file it is generated, right? We have to upload it to the Nexus. Okay, now we have already installed the Nexus, so we just need to add the plugin. So to add the plugins, we have to go manage plugins, available. Just check for Nexus Artifactory. This is the plugin Nexus Artifactory Uploader. Install. So it is installed successfully. Now you have to configure Nexus username and password in manage credentials. So manage credentials, and here add credentials, username, password. You have to give Nexus username and password. Say Nexus credentials. I'm adding Nexus credentials. So once this is done, you have to create a artifact, create a repository in Nexus. Okay, to create repository in Nexus, you have to go to repository in the settings and create Maven to hosted repository, and you have to give any name. I'm giving Chinna app, the name of the repository. So our artifact should be updated here, and releases, that should be fine. And layout policy, if you have strict or permissive, anything is fine. Inline, this is okay. Blob store default. Deployment policy, allow redeploy and create. Okay, it is created Chennai app repository. I'm just copying this one and keeping here. Now we have to complete this step. Now you have to generate that stage. So using Nexus upload artifactory, okay, you have to select Nexus 3 protocol HTTP, and URL, you have to give the URL Nexus uploader URL, you have to provide, means you have to give the IP, that should be fine. And credentials, you have to select Nexus credentials, and group ID. If you don't know the group ID, you have to go to applications in the form.xml. You have to check group ID is in the Java home, and the version, you have to give the version, name of the version, and repository, you have to provide only the repository name, that is repository name Chennai app. Okay, and you have to tell, you have to select where is the artifactory available. Okay, the artifactory name, and version you have to give. The artifact name should be hiring. Okay, artifact ID and type var classifier not required, and the file where it is located you have to tell. In Jenkins job, the var file should be generated under target folders. Okay, you just need to, if you have confusion, you just need to go to the job and you have to check. If you cd into the job, the target, under target folder, the var file should be available. If you do cd, go to job, console output, see, under target there a var file should be available. You have to use the same here, var file. 403 freeze reload, I think. Yeah, we have to do again with the Nexus. Not this one. Nexus artifact upload, Nexus 3, protocol HTTP URL. You have to provide the IP address, credentials, Nexus, group ID. You have to give group ID, version. You have to provide the version name, repository, and you have to provide the repository name, and artifact. Where is the artifact available? You have to provide the artifact ID. Artifact ID is hiring, and type var classifier not required, and file you have to provide the file name target hiring.var file. Under workspace and the target folder, the hiring.var file is there, so you have to provide and generate the syntax. Okay, this is generated successfully. Now you have to use the stage. So the same stage I have ready with me, so I just copy paste and change the values. So here upload var file to Nexus, Nexus artifactory, classifier not required, artifact ID. Here the artifact ID should be hiring, hiring.var var file, and Nexus credentials I have the same, group ID same, and the Nexus URL I think this one, 8081 Nexus 3 protocol HTTP, the repository name chinna.app, okay, and the version you have to provide the version. This is the version. Now this stage is ready. Just copy paste this stage. The same, however, I have shown you right, the same only. But to make it readable, I have to did the same thing. Here also artifact ID, classifier, file name, type. Okay, next credentials, group ID, artifact ID, version, protocol, everything same only. Okay, now go to the job, configure, add one more stage, apply, save. Now build now. The time being we have added values manually, so I think it is failing. Let's check what is the error. Fail to transfer repository version. Okay, not allow. Transfer failed. Let copy paste this only. Mm, Not here, here only. Configure. In the steps, complete steps. Removing this. So to make it readable, classifier artifact. Credentials, group ID, Nexus, Nexus version, repository, and version. Apply, save, build now. Let's check what is the issue. Think failed again. Uploading war file. Downloading. Failed to retrieve remote metadata in that hiring snapshot. Maven could not transfer metadata. Okay, okay. Now let's do one thing. We will change the version here. Edit. For time being, I'm just editing this version and committed. Now let's try to build again. Build now. Think we have to update the version as well. Sonarqube plugin was moved to Sonarqube. That should be fine. Sonarqube analysis is done. Build success artifact uploader. Maven meta information could not be transferred. Okay. Now I think replay. Just version you have to give 1.0 instead of snapshot. Run. Again it is failed. Console output. Think it is not issue with some repository. Let me create the repository again. Repository. Let me delete first this repository. Chennai app. Delete repository. We will create this with same name. Create repository. Maven 2 hosted. Chennai app. Should of release or snapshot anything fine. Stick permissive only allow redeploy. Remaining fine. Chennai app. Now let's to try again. Configure. We have to remove the version snapshot. Place same. Build now. Think what is the error? Let me read clearly. Failed to deploy artifact. Could not transfer artifact Java hiring dot var from to Chennai app. Why it is Java home dot var? Let me try. What is the var file name it is created? It should be hiring dot var. Okay, got it. Now hiring dot var. If you go to that, configure job, group ID, that should be fine. Hiring dot var, type var, and the group ID should be the same only. Nexus HTTP protocol. Then what it is? Let me fix this error in offline. Now this build is getting success, and the changes are in the form.xml. The snapshot version doesn't allow 1.0. I change it to 0.1. That is mentioned in the logs. And one more thing, I made it in Jenkins file. We forgot to update the port number 8080. The change is in the Jenkins file. We have given the Nexus URL only. The port number we haven't given. So changed this one and updated version 0.1. Previously 1.0 snapshot is there. It is there. So I changed it to 0.1. And the repository, if you go here, I change it to the layout policy permissive. Previously strict is there and only allow redeploy. So previously we have selected I think snapshot version. Now made it to release version. If you check that artifact, browse the Chinna artifact, it is created the var file here. Okay. Now this is the change I made to make that upload nexus stay successfully. Now we have to deploy this var file into the Tomcat. The next stage is To make it deploy the war file to the Tomcat from Jenkins to the Tomcat server, you have to do SHS agent plugin installed. Go to manage Jenkins, manage plugins, available SHS agent. You have to install this plugin without restart. Now you have to add the credentials, means the Tomcat server credentials you have to add. Go to manage Jenkins, manage credentials, global, add credentials. So the Tomcat server details you have to add username with private key, ID. You have to provide Tomcat credentials, anything. ID name should be anything. Description also same. And username you have to provide Ubuntu, and you have to directly paste the key, add key. So the key is available here. Just copy paste the PEM file, create. Now Tomcat credentials are created and that key is added. Okay. Now you have to generate the pipeline. Okay. SHS, if you type, think refresh, you will able to see that SHS agent, and it will give you pick that credentials and Tomcat credentials, SHS agent, and you have to add the block. What you need to do here, and I have the stage ready. So let me copy paste the stage and I'll explain here what I did here. So go to Tom job, not managing case, anyway it is done. Configure, stage is done. Now upload deploying a var file to the Tomcat server. So in the steps SHS agent Tomcat credentials, under Tomcat credentials I am copying that var in the var target folder we have hiring.var file, right? That I am copy pasted into the Tomcat server. Okay. If you need to take the public IP and updated here, the Tomcat server public IP, under where we are updating that Ubuntu Tomcat server, the name of the Tomcat, if you go here, pwd, the Tomcat 9. Okay. So instead of Apache, this one, just remove, keep to Tomcat 9. Under web apps, we are pasting the var file. So if you paste this into the var file, so you just need to do again Ubuntu SHS. As I said, if you make any changes, you have to restart. You have to stop and you have to start the Tomcat. See, now this is done. So under SHS agent strict key checking, I'm saying no. When you do SHS, it will give you the prompt. You have to continue, you have to accept or not, yes or no. So I'm disabling that. For that one, strict key checking, saying no. Under target folder, the var file we are copying. Once under var file, the Ubuntu web apps, we are keeping that var file. So after that, shutdown and shutdown.shs and start.sh. That's all. Now apply, save. Build now. So this is failing. Let's check what is the error. Console output. Permissions denied. Strict key. There is a space shutdown.sh line number 1. So it is running successfully. Complete SHS web apps permissions denied. So we just need to make Tomcat permissions. ls-l. It is Ubuntu only. Let me go back and I am making the permissions 777 permissions. Let me check. Tomcat 9 cd Tomcat. There is a Catalan, I think. chmod ch1 -r ubuntu ubuntu. ls-l ch1 -r ubuntu ubuntu. Now it is done. If you check, it is fine. Change it as well. cd dash dash ch1 777 Tomcat 9. Now it is done. cd Tomcat. Think this is done. cd bin. And that should be fine. Now let's check one more time with the script. Replay. Is there any space? Is there or not? Ubuntu. Hostname Tomcat. Let's check the IP. Get public IP 44213. That is script, yeah. Var Ubuntu web apps scp, copying that one only. shs shutdown.sh. Let's try to run one more time. Build now. If you get that permission issue, we have to check. At a time running twice. Console output. Shed. Okay, okay. We haven't updated this Apache, right? Okay, got it. If you go to the script, I think our name should be Tomcat 9, right? That is the reason it is failing. It's my mistake only. The name of the server should be Tomcat 9, right? It is looking, yeah, correct. Uh, Now it should be fine. OPT bin. It is looking for Tomcat 9, but it is Apache Tomcat 9.7 something it is there, right? But our name should be under Tomcat. It should be Tomcat 9 bin. Okay. Now that is the reason it is failing. Now hope this time it will be success. If you get errors, if you read the errors, and you can able to fix the issues. I think one more time it is failed. Let's check what is that. It's saying permissions denied. Catalina out. Why you can't create Catalina dot or permissions? Okay, okay. But file is copied and it is saying while starting, it's saying permissions denied. Okay, okay. Logs. Let's check cd dash dash logs. It having permissions. So it is creating with root. Let's change the permissions for log folder. So cd logs chmod or ch1 will do. Ch1 hyphen r ubuntu colon ubuntu. I am changing complete here. Invalid group name. Ubuntu spelling mistake. Oh, if you check, it is changed now. And try to do one more time build. Think it is going to be the root user for that logs. That is the reason. But Tomcat is running on Ubuntu user. I think it is going to be fail or success. I think it is success now. Yeah. Finally, we made it success. Now to check that one, take the Tomcat IP, Tomcat public IP, and port 8080 slash hiring. Oh, sorry. What is this? Let me take incognito. 404 server index.jsp file not found. Is it? What is this? The build is success. The war file also done. Okay. But to access application, it's saying index.jsp file is not found. Let me go here. cd src. It is available, right? Let me update. Welcome to BC Devops channel. Instead of red, just updated green, commit. Okay, is there any issue with the web apps user? Let me try to remove one, and time being add the roles we will add. Let's see to fix this one. Now try to build one more time. The build is success. Now try to access the Tomcat port 8080. Saying 500 internal error. Okay, okay. Having some issue. Let me debug this because I think the permissions are Catalan and let me go to this. Shut down manually. Stop Tomcat. It is stopped. Now it is shut down. Now start Tomcat. Tomcat is started. Now fine. If you go to manage apps, there is a hiring app. See, it is able to access. The application is able to access successfully. Now let's try to change here, change red, commit, and try to trigger build. So this time it should be pick automatically. Let me check the configuration once again. pt bin tomcat shutdown.ss startup.ss apply save. Now this is done. If you try to refresh, I think there is some issue with after changing the permissions for the log, it have some issues. But if you do manually shut down, start Tomcat and start Tomcat, see the changes is working fine. The issue should be after changing the proper permissions for the Tomcat, it have issue. But the pipeline, everything it is able to getting success. Okay. So what I did is we have get the code from GitHub to Jenkins and we did the build. The var file should be generated. After that we generated the Sonarqube analysis report. After that we have to push the var file to the Nexus. Then it is deployed into the Tomcat. Okay. So we did CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery. The only the thing is, I think after we made the changes of complete log, it having that issue. Other than that, everything is working fine. Okay. If you like the video, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.